Shalom, shalom. First and foremost, we want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh by Hashem Yahweh Shai. That's giving all praises, honor, and glory to the Most High God, whose name is Yahweh, by Hashem meaning coming in the name of, and Yahweh Shai, who the world calls Jesus Christ. Gusano, I'm from the dirt, and I remember where I'm from. Children of the Covenant. I got my brother Thabawan with me today.
Shalom, family.
All praises to the Most High. We're doing a series on the Ten Commandments. If you've been living under a rock, get to that series and check it out. But today we are on Do Not Commit Adultery. And without further ado, let's just get into it. Let's get Exodus 20 and 14, Baba Kishore.
Khan, this is the book of Exodus, chapter 20 and 14. Thou shalt not commit adultery.
Khan, no adultery, right? And this is why we shouldn't covet our neighbor's wife, right? Or our brothers' wives, right? We hanging out with our boys. We shouldn't be looking at their wives. You got friends, you got family members. Their wives are their wives, right? Coveting can lead to adultery, so you might want to remove that out of your mind, right? Let's get Leviticus 18 and 20, Baba Kishore.
Khan, this is the book of Leviticus, chapter 18 and verse 20. Moreover, thou shalt not lie carnally with thy neighbor's wife to defile thyself with her.
Simple. That is not your wife. Keep it moving, sir. Let's get Leviticus 18 and 22.
Khan, this is Leviticus chapter 18 and verse 22. Thou shalt not lie with mankind as with womankind. It is an abomination.
Indeed, that is an abomination, man. It is not natural. It is an abomination, right? And for politically correct and and YouTube violations, I will go no further, right? But this is an abomination, man. Now let's get Leviticus 20 and 10, Balkashar.
God, it's the book of Leviticus, chapter 20 and verse 10. And the man that committeth adultery with another man's wife, even he that committeth adultery with his neighbor's wife, the adulterer and the adulteress shall surely be put to death.
See that? You are both punished by death for that abominable betrayal, right? Adultery is nothing to play with, man. Let's get Deuteronomy chapter 5, verse 18, Balkashar.
God, it's the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 5 and verse 18. Neither shalt thou commit adultery.
Another reiteration of the commandment, right? Why is it so important? Why does it keep being brought up? We are not to commit adultery. That's why. Deuteronomy chapter 22 and 22, Baba Kashaw.
God, this is the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 22 and verse 22. If a man be found lying with a woman married to an husband, then they shall both of them die. Both the man that lay with the woman and the woman. So shalt thou put away evil from Israel.
And that's the key point, to put away evil from Israel, right? God does not want these abominable acts spread within the land of his people. Death follows adultery, death follows sin. He wants us to obey him and live. Let's get Proverbs chapter 6, verse 32, Baba Kashaw.
Con, this is the book of Proverbs, chapter 6 and verse 32. But whosoever committeth adultery with a woman lacketh understanding. He that doeth it destroyeth his own soul.
Simple. There is no understanding in an adulterer, right? A person that's committing adultery has no understanding. They have no idea the wickedness and the abomination that they are committing, right? What what can be destroyed in this kind of acts, right? So you can get killed for this. Let's get Proverbs chapter 7, verse 20 to 23, Babusha.
Con is the book of Proverbs, chapter 7, verses 20 to 23. With her much fierce speech, she caused him to yield. With the flattering of her lips, she forced him. He goeth after her straightway, as an ox goeth to the slaughter, unto a dart striketh through his liver, Slakia.
And that's how adulterous women will capture you, right? With their words. She knows what she wants and lures you to lead you astray. You get caught in that home. When that man returns, that's going to be a bad situation, right? There's no way out of it now. It's just you with this wicked woman and a very angry husband, right? Nothing good can come out of that. Let's get Matthew chapter 5, verse 28, 27 and 28, Bible show.
Con. This is the book of Matthew, chapter 5, verses 27 and 28. Ye have heard that it was said by them of old time, Thou shalt not commit adultery. But I say unto you, that whosoever looketh on a woman to lust after her have committed adultery with her already in his heart.
Con. To look at another man's wife with lust is sin, right? And the key words here is another man's wife, right? Because when you're in the process of courting, how do you get to that stage? You obviously have to look at a woman, right? To know that you may be interested because of the way she looks. Then you have to court her, right? You have to know who she is. So during that courting process, you get to know, does she have a husband? Does she not have a husband? Right? But I don't want you guys to think that what we're saying is you can't look at women, right? No, you're not supposed to look at women in the sense of lust, right? Don't look to lust for a woman. Don't look to lust for another man's wife, right? Women should be respected. If you find a woman beautiful, that's one thing. But to have lust in your mind and you having all kind of wickedness in your mind as you look at women, that's wild work, right? Let's get Hebrews 13 and 4 about the show.
God, this is the book of Hebrews, chapter 13, and verse 4. Marriage is honorable in all, and the bed undefiled. But the whoremongers and the adulterers God will judge.
God will judge. The whoremongers and the adulterers, God will judge, right? So whoremonger, Strong's G4205, pornos, male prostitute. That's crazy. Man who indulges in unlawful sexual intercourse, a fornicator. One who engages in sexual immorality, a sexual immoral person. Adulterer, Strong's H5003 or Strong's H5004. Na'af, to commit adultery, to break out of wedlock, to be unfaithful, to violate the marriage covenant. Idolatry is also described as this word, spiritual adultery, right? So let's show honor to our marriages and let's show honor to the marriages of others and stay out of their marriages, right? Do not be an adulterer. You got anything, King?
Khan, if you don't mind, I want to do Proverbs chapter 6 and verse 27 to 29, which says, can a man take fire in his bosom and his clothes not be burned? Can one go upon hot coals and his feet not be burned? So he that goeth into his neighbor's wife, whosoever touches her, shall not be innocent. So when you commit these acts, it leads to jealousy, it leads to violence, and it can lead to murder. So we got to be careful that we don't do these things. And I just wanted to bring that out. That's all I got.
Con, that's real. It can lead to murder. Um, Look at this right here. To violate the marriage covenant. Imagine violating someone's marriage covenant, your own marriage covenant or someone else's marriage covenant. You're violating someone else's home. You don't know what can come from that. You have just disrupted the life of maybe innocent children because now you're involved in something that is tearing their parents apart, right? Children can be involved, other family members. We don't know what things we are now destroying because we want to move with lust. We want to move with sexual desires. Listen, man, we got to train ourselves to not have that kind of mindset, man, right? If you see a female and she's beautiful, man, it's okay. You know what I'm saying? Acknowledge she's beautiful. You don't have to tell her like a creep, right? But man, that's just as beautiful. Okay, let's get it over with. Let's move along, right? Now, if you see a man walking beside that woman, that's a whole nother thing, man. That sister is in a marriage covenant. You should have more love and respect for your people, for that man and his marriage covenant, right? And this is what we're trying to teach, right? We want to teach the laws of the Most High God, and we want to teach, the children of the covenant, right? We want to teach the children to grow up to not get themselves involved with this kind of stuff, things that bring death, right? A lot of kids, you know, are getting shot, right? They're getting killed outside in the street, in schools, and sometimes it is always a girl involved, right? So we just want to shed light on the laws of the Most High God, man. And like I said before, we're doing a series on the Ten Commandments, and we are on adultery. So don't be an adulterer, don't commit adultery, do not violate anyone's marriage covenant. With that, I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai. That is giving all praises, honor, and glory to the Most High God, whose name is Yahweh. Ba'ashem meaning coming in the name of, and Yahweh Shai, who the world calls Jesus Christ. Shalom, and we love y'all.
Shalom, family.